Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. I am here in my Falcons gear. They actually won today, so I'm pretty happy about that, but that has nothing to do with the circle. Let's jump right into the circle. This is part three of the circle updates. I'm gonna tell you right now, your girl didn't take notes. Your girl did not take notes for part three of the circle because there's only two things worth discussing after seeing episodes 9 through 12. The first thing we're going to discuss is these fake ass apologies. And the second thing we're going to discuss is what the hell is wrong with James. Let's jump right into it. Up first, we see Roxana and Jackson leave the circle. They were the cliffhanger of the double eviction. I was very upset to see Roxana leave, but we knew we had Daniel and Nick were in the influencer circle. So it was one person from each alliance and two people got to go home. So I knew it would be one person from each alliance. My heart was telling me Kay was going home. I don't understand how Kay didn't go home, but it was Roxana and she handled it okay. You know, she gave Daniel a little pep talk. And then Jackson went home, which is, I can't remember the child's name who playing Jackson. She played that awfully. And it was clear she just wanted to flirt with Nick. She went to go see Nick in his apartment and she just wanted to know if we can go on a date when this is all over because you look good. And I'm like, girl, were you here to play the game or were you here to find a man? I don't know, but I was happy they got rid of Jackson. I wished Daniel would have chopped off Isabella or Ashley because I felt like those two were way more important to the band than Jackson. But those two left and gone. Okay, so up first, they thinking that, okay, we add a 4-4 split, the band versus what was it, Daniel, Kay, whoever is left. I didn't forget. So here comes newcomer Jackie. Jackie comes along. She's a gamer. She's into cosplay. She plays some kind of synthesizer, which I'm assuming is some kind of weird piano. I don't know. But I like Jackie. She comes in. She seems neutral. Like she seems like she could either go with the band or she could go with. They call themselves the Revolution. I don't know, but K's group, whatever they call K's group. Oh, thank you, Mari. Thank you. I love the circle as well. I'm telling this gonna be quick, 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 quick. So the whole point is the alliances are split in half. Jackie is going to be the flip for who's going to be top rank or not. So who all could get Jackie on their side first? So luckily, James, who wastes no time, he went out there and got with Jackie. They got together on some kind of gamer thing. I think in the group chat, he was like, I could beat you at Street Racer. And she was like, that's some fighting words. So, gamers, when they trash talk each other, you think it's fight words, but that's really code for, okay, I see you, we cool. So James kind of slid in there first. He got in with Jackie, gave her the tea about the revolution, about how they were kind of picking on Daniel, they the cool kids, and they feel like they the nerds in the corner, whatever. And so I don't know if it really pulled at Jackie's heartstrings, but she was kind of like, I don't like that they messing with Daniel. And she wanted to rock with James. We later see Nick pulls up on Jackie and they have some kind of meeting of the minds with that synthesizer drummer thing. Nick plays a punk rock drummer so horribly. Like nothing about Nick in his pictures, nothing about Nick in the way he talks in the chat. He talks so corny. It's nothing cool or punk rock laid back about Nick. So I don't know how he finesses them. I'm just gonna call it straight up point blank the whiteness. The whiteness. Like I'm gonna leave that alone for right now. At least Jackie decided she was gonna rock with the revolution and it's time for the ratings. Nick is slick at playing both teams. And I'm gonna say something because I don't like Nick. I think he's very corny. But Nick deserves to win the game. Because out of everyone who's playing the game, from what the editors are showing, he's the only one talking to everyone, making sure everyone is, he cool with everybody. Hey, Zuda, I see you in the chat. So let's pick off. So Jackie is going to rate with the Revolution. I think that last conversation with Nick, I could swear they didn't show it, but I bet you Jackie voted James 1 and put Nick at 2. And that's how Nick got into that influencer circle. But it's whatever. Jackie was new. At least she picked the Revolution first. And I'm like, okay, at least James up there. So at least, they should be safe. But oh no. Oh no. Not James. Let's talk about the first influencer circle. Then we're gonna talk about these fake ass apologies. And then we're gonna talk about the last influencer circle. Because that's all I care about these 4 episodes. So the first influencer circle, they know it's Jackie. They not Jackie. What's the child name? They know it's Nick, and they know it's James. They gotta get rid of one person, and they go line by line. Isabella, that's my boo. We ain't get rid of Isabella. K, my number 1. Okay, Isabella, K off the table. So now we talk about Ashley. Ashley can't be trusted. She might be a catfish. Blah blah blah. Nick, no, not Ashley. And so then we get to Daniel, and he's like, I ain't really got no relationship with Daniel. And here comes James. You know what? I ain't really got no relationship with his ass neither. And I'm like, hold the fuck up. I'm sorry for cursing y'all. But I'm telling you, James pissed me off so bad. And if y'all follow me on Twitter, y'all know. Go ahead and follow Kiss My Chick TV. But back to the review. James pissed me off so bad. It was just like, yeah, Daniel is a number for me, but I ain't got no connection with him. Ashley did talk to me about my trans brother. And I'm like, at some point in the game, James, you got to realize, yeah, you connected with Ashley in the LGBT community ally thing. But at the end of the day, Ashley is voting your ass last. Just because you connected with having a trans brother and he playing a lesbian, but he really get. I ain't gonna get into Ashley. Just because y'all have that connection, don't mean Ashley is rating you high. This is a numbers game. Ashley don't. At the end of the day, Ashley don't give a damn about you or your trans brother. And you sitting up here, be like, yeah, I did have a conversation with Ashley, but you also talked to Daniel. And at the end of the day, Daniel was the one who rated you high to get you into the influencer circle, not Ashley. So I damn sure would like to know what would happen if there is a tie. Because I want somebody this was the perfect season for somebody to pull somebody card. But at the end of the day, let's get over the first influencer circle. He got rid of Daniel. He agreed with Nick. Let's get rid of Daniel. We ain't had no connection. I'm going to give James this much of a pass for Daniel because he might have been thinking, well, I still got Kay and Jackie, and I could explain this to them, and then it would still be 3-3. That's the only thing I could rationalize with the first influencer circle. So, okay, Daniel was gone. Daniel meets up with Isabella, which is the shocker. Like, Isabella, out of everybody, you want to go see Isabella? And then he talks hot shit. He says some people that can't be trusted. He threw all kind of darts at James, which he should have. James is in your alliance. He should have fought for you, and he didn't. He didn't. It wasn't even like James was up there fighting, and he just happened to lose to Nick. He straight up put Daniel on the back burner. It's like, yeah, we can put him on the back burner, but let's talk about Ashley one more time. No, sir. No, sir. He gave Isabella some good tea, which she really ain't used, but it is what it is. And I would have wanted to know why he chose Isabella out of everybody. The only thing he did for Isabella, it was like, I went to see her, she real. So she got out of the catfish corner. Let's see what we're talking about in the chat. Um, Nick is playing a smart game. I said that, Zuda, maybe 10 seconds before you jumped in. As much as I don't like Nick, I think Nick, from the editing of the show, is playing the best game. I don't get why James gave up his numbers twice in a row. I don't get it either. I'm gonna give him a pass for Daniel, but for Jackie, I don't. It's like he don't even want to win. You were in the final five either way. Let's hurry up and get to it. Y'all pretty much agree with what I had to say. Hey, Eric. Hey, Jermaine. So let's hurry up and get to it. Let's talk about these fake ass apologies. I'm telling you right now, I would bet good money. Production told that girl who is playing Isabella to talk to Kay. I everything in my spirit, because Isabella, the child name is Sophia or Sophie, one of those. I'm just gonna call Isabella. Isabella got in the circle. Nick had one conversation with her and was like, the black people gotta go. Like, the black people gotta go. Jackson and Isabella was down. They never one time took the opportunity to private chat Kay, to even just say, hey girl, how you doing? I'm new to the circle. Nothing. It was just like, I hate Kay, K. Don't call her no queen. She a smooth talker. Nick, you a fool. Like, she just had a blind hatred for Kay. And then all of a sudden, when it's down to the last ratings, you want to get in your room and cry. I just been hating this lady, and I never even got a chance to talk to her. I just feel like, let me have a. Kay is a sweetheart. You saw the way how Jackie declined the band's group chat. That's how I would have declined Isabella's apology. Like, chat declined. Bitch, you ain't want to talk to me this whole time. Ain't no point of talking to me now. I don't know. EG is a little bit mean, and I know that's not the way you play the game. But decline her chat anyway. Isabella is voting you last, period. I wouldn't give a damn about her apology. I'm sorry for voting for you last, and I never even get to... What you say, Eric? I believe you. The girl is very fake. She was very fake. The fact that Isabella was gunning after Kay for a whole game, and she's sitting there gunning for Kay, but she sees Zuda, you typed that too fast. I don't understand what you're trying to say. I think what you're trying to say is Isabella saw that target on Kay, and now that the game is winding down, she sees a target for herself. It ain't no target for Isabella. People just voting Isabella. It's what the alliances do. We tanking each other. Hey, Glenda, girl, I see you in the chat. They were coming too hard on Kay for you. I agree. And so then they play some other kind of game. Hey, Charles, I see you in the chat. They played some other kind of game where Jackie had to make people answer questions. And so one of the questions was to Ashley, who do you hate the most or dislike the most? Something in the hateration of the question. And Ashley gonna send her angry face to Kay. And Kay is like, hold up, bitch. I thought we was in the girls' alliance. You mad at me? She could have easily shot that to somebody else. She could have shot that to James. I don't know. And then here come Ashley, fake apology. Okay, I know I shot that angry face at you, girl. I'm so sorry. It was just a game. I ain't mean nothing by it. And here come Kay crying. I accept your apology. Girl, you accepting apologies, and you also gonna accept last place. These girls are voting you last every week. I'm telling you, production told them to talk to Kay. She was like, Isabella, Ashley, y'all coming off a little bit racist. Y'all need to talk to these black people. Y'all can't be on here talking all this shit. I'm telling you, that's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. So I'm over the fake apologies. Kay is a much better person than me. But let's move on. JC, what you say? Kay, no. No. I didn't even have to read this, Jesse. Let me tell you. I'm an accountant. That is what I do for a living. Numbers is my game. James, when he let Jackie go, he ruined any chance of him or Kay winning. I don't know if Nick is going to get it, but Kay or James, they have no chance. It's 3 versus 2. All Kay and James can do is vote each other first. The band in their third and fourth places, Kay and James are tanked for the band. Nobody's gonna give them a first or second vote. Trevor played the middle last season, and last season wasn't this alliance heavy. It wasn't clearly the band versus the revolution last season. And so when people start taking their votes last season, they still kind of like Trevor, but they was like, ain't nobody gonna vote for Trevor. And that's how Trevor won. It's not gonna happen this season. I can guarantee you. These people are gonna play with their hearts. I still think Nick is gonna win. The only way Nick doesn't win, is if Ashley or Isabella tank his vote and drop him all the way last. But no, Kay nor James are gonna win. Glenda, I agree with you. Kay is way too sweet. She gave those people way too much. I personally would have cussed Isabella ass out. I really would. But see, Kay doesn't know what Isabella is saying. We're going to see what Kay say on Twitter when all of this is over. But yeah, I agree with you, Glenda. I believe Nick is going to win. It's set up for Nick to win. It's 3 versus 2. If Nick doesn't win, Ashley might pull it off. If, Isabella tanks Nick, like Daniel said. Wait, who votes in the end? Do the players vote? No. The 5 people left, James, Kay, Isabella, Ashley, Nick, they're the ones who vote. They're going to do rankings. When James voted out Jackie, he lost his power. Like, that last influencer circle was going to determine who wins, the revolution or the band. Yes, James messed up everything. So let's get right to the last influencer circle, because this is the one that truly pissed me off. Let's talk about a conversation they had. I don't know if it was during the prom or if they had some kind of funny game. Were they asking each other anonymous questions? Yes, anonymous questions. So yeah, on everything James screwed up. I agree. Let's get to it. This is why I'm pissed off at James. In the anonymous questions, he was bold enough to ask Ashley, so in your alliance, who back you got, Nick or Isabella? And Ashley gave the PC answer of the season. Oh, if it comes down to Nick or Isabella, I can't take a shot. I'm just going to vote out myself. I just can't let either one of them lose the game over me. Like, bitch, please. Now, I understand you had to say that for the game, but we all know that it's not true. You all are strangers. Strangers. So, but that's the card I actually wanted to play. So they go into the next ratings. I don't even understand how James got into the influencer circle a second time. After James fucked it up the first time with Daniel, Jackie and Kay should have been voting for each other, number 1, and let James be number 2 or number 3 because he fucked it up the first time. Why would y'all continuously vote him number 1? I don't know. But anyway, let's get on with it. James and Nick are the secret influencers, and they are going to go to the influencer circle. They aren't going to know who the other person is, but clearly throughout the course of the conversation, they figured out it was James, and Nick. Now, what y'all saying in the chat? Can producers fix that? Oh, Jackie voted Kay first? Well, how the hell did James get in the circle thing? Because I wouldn't have voted for his ass to be first either. Because I'd be like, he done sent home Daniel. Yeah, you right, Glenda. Production did that. That's why I don't trust shit that I can't see. Because see, the numbers person in me, if I could see how everybody votes, I could figure out who should be first, second, and third, but they don't tell us all that. But let's move on. So, James and Nick up there talking shit, talking about should you vote out Nick, should you vote out James, going down the list. And James did the same shit he did with Daniel. As soon as they got to Jackie, well, I don't know. I kind of like Jackie, but let's put her on the back burner. As soon as James put somebody on the back burner, they gone. They gone. Now, mind you, James thought he was in the influencer circle with Ashley. So why he didn't pull Ashley's card? Why he didn't say, well, bitch, you said for Nick and Isabella, you would go. So why don't we just vote out Ashley since she ain't got no problem, taking one for her team? That's what I would have said if I was James. But he always want to put somebody on the back burner. I don't understand how you did so much work to get Jackie on the Revolution side just to vote her out at the end. Like, James, in your mind, didn't you think for 1 second, if it wasn't for Jackie, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be sitting in this chair if it wasn't for Jackie. So you just gonna vote out Jackie. It's very clear that you are a comedian, but when it comes to finances, you better get you a trustworthy accountant because you don't understand math. You don't understand math. You don't understand, like, oh, your little girlfriend, your brother, everybody was like, bring home the money, but you done voted out your only chance at getting the money. I wanted to see a tie. I wanted to see somebody say, I ain't voting out none of my team. I ain't voting out none of my team. What we gonna do? And then let production do some challenge shit like, well, if y'all don't vote somebody out, one of y'all gotta go. And then pull somebody card. It seemed way too easy. Like, let's just put Daniel on the black burner. Let's put Jackie on the back burner. And so Jackie gone. And once Jackie left, you or Kay are not going to win this game. It's no way. Right. James put in all the work to get numbers for his alliance just to vote him out. What was the point? I don't understand the point. And then I'm pissed because you let the corniest, I'm sorry for cussing y'all, but you let the corniest motherfucker on the show, the corniest, punk you. Like, Nick straight up told you, Ashley and Isabella ain't going, so I don't know what you gonna do. And you sitting there, it's like, yeah, you right, I ain't got a connection. And I'm like, you a fucking... It was so frustrating. I know I cursed James out on Twitter a little bit, but it was so hard to watch because a part of me feel like Netflix said we ain't having 2 black winners in a row, so James come in here and fuck all the shit up. That's what I feel like because Kay and them, they did so much work just for one person to let it all go. I don't know, but you all get in the chat. Y'all have anything y'all want to talk about from these past 3 episodes, or any questions y'all want me to go into? Because I know y'all like for me to give the rankings, but to me, Nick is the winner of The Circle season 3. I don't see it going any other way just based off the numbers. If not Nick, maybe Ashley. If not Ashley, then Isabella. And hell, I still don't have no hope for Kay. Like, Ashley and Isabella voting Kay last, period. They just gonna do it. And so I would say James is 4th and Kay still gonna be last because James fucked it all up. I had something I wanted to say about the reunion. It should have been... No, that's what I wanted to say. I still don't understand. They never showed the conversation of the band confronting Nick. Like, the only reason the band came together was to get rid of Kay. Like, the only thing y'all had in common was Kay gotta go. So how Nick can be in the circle all these times and Kay still sitting here? We never saw that addressed either. We saw James address it with his side. But if I was Ashley and Isabella, I want to know, like, well, why is this bitch still here? Like, I spent the whole show wanting this bitch out and she's still sitting here. I don't know. It's a lot of funny acting stuff going on. The anonymous questions were boring. No hot shit talking in anonymous questions. Like Kay asking Isabella, are you using Nick for the game? Nick in his room talking about he don't even care if he being used as long as that's his number. Oh, I can't wait to see these people's faces when they see the catfish. It's a mess. Right. They never got rid of her. It's just odd. It's very odd that you created an alliance for the hatred of someone, but you never get rid of them. Zudar, you said this season was extremely boring. I was not bored. I was highly entertained, and let me tell you why. I like people with personality. I felt like this season it wasn't as fake. Like the fakest one, the fakest one on the show was Nick. Like he clearly was corny and acting super fake. But I felt like a lot of people were saying how they felt. They weren't holding shit back, just playing nice, nice, nice. I really enjoyed this season. I enjoyed the Michelle clone twist, the burner account twist, not so much. And what they didn't do this season that they've done in the past is they would play games that would expose people, like how old boy got exposed as a catfish last season because he couldn't do makeup. Like, we didn't get anything that could really expose people when it got down to the wire. When it got down to these last 3 episodes, they were boring because they didn't go for the juggler. Did I say that right? They didn't go for the throat like you supposed to. The only one who did was James. And I'm like, James, why are you talking all this hot shit? But then you get to where it counts and you fold like laundry. Like you just fold. I don't know. But that's all I have, you guys, because I don't want to spend hours cussing out James on the live. I went off on him enough on Twitter. And like I said, it wasn't that much. I really want to see the finale. I want to see everybody in their outfits. I want to see how they do the catfishing. You know, how does Nick handle Sophia not being Isabella? And her sister is gorgeous. I wish Sophia wouldn't be like she the ugly sister because I don't think any of them are ugly. When you come out like that, I feel like you fishing for compliments. Like, oh, my sister's so pretty and I'm the ugly one. It's like you want people to say, you're not ugly, girl. You're cute too. Like, no, I somebody say, yeah, bitch, you is the ugly, but she's not the ugly one. I don't know. Um, the only thing I hated about this season was the hating on Kay. Yes, like damn, y'all they were super pressed. They were super pressed, and Kay is still sitting there. But what they did do, they might not have got Kay out the game, but they damn sure got her alliance out. I wish somebody would have voted out James. Glenda, my Twitter is exactly the same. Kiss My Cheeks TV over on Twitter. I do a little bit of reading over on Twitter. I was highly upset with James, but I'm looking forward to the finale. I want to see the reunion. Do the people that got voted out, like the Daniels, all of them, do they get to see what's going on? Like, do they actually watch the show and then have the reunion? Because if they don't, we're not gonna get the tea that I'm looking for. I don't know. I want somebody to read James at the reunion. I want them to read his ass down, and it's gonna be good. I just feel like with all these opportunities they had from the games and not unanimous, You mean anonymous modes? I got my glasses on. I still can't see. They didn't use any of that information to their benefit. I agree. Like they were throwing softball questions for the anonymous stuff, and I'm like, when it's anonymous, that's when you're supposed to cut people's throats, cut their throats. James did was the only one who asked a good question. That's the content I love to read on Twitter. I agree. I feel like I don't add people because I ain't trying to be evil to people, but when I want to vent on my reality shows, I'll just tweet about it. And if they see it, they see it. If they don't, they don't. I don't at people, but it just be funny. And I definitely like to read what other people have to say on Twitter about the shows. It's just hilarious, entertaining. Oh yes, I'm ready for that reunion. Calvin acted like he was crushing on Kay. Now y'all said last week Kay wasn't into Calvin because Calvin was short. I hope that's not true. I think maybe it's just like this your first time meeting. You don't want to hug and kiss on TV. I like Calvin and Kay. I That little nighttime segment they had where they sent each other's pictures, that was so cute to me. I hope they at least try to date. How far does Calvin live from Tennessee? I hope they at least try to date. It ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of long distance. They are so cute. I think Calvin probably wants Kay more than Kay wants Calvin. I don't know. But I can't wait to see it. I definitely I definitely want to see what the hot talk is going to be at this round table, in the five. Usually we get the round table in the last episode. Like they cut everything out and they really making us wait for episode 13. It's gonna be good. But I'm ready for something else. Survivor is back. Ready to Love will be back in a few weeks. I love Ready to Love. And they going to DC, so that'll be good. So it's a lot of good content coming up for us to enjoy. You know your girl Angie. I love the competition reality shows and I like the dating reality shows, especially when people go home. Like if it's a dating reality show when people gotta stay the whole time, I don't care about that. I like when people gotta go. I like the voting off point of the shows. But that's it. Y'all have anything else y'all want to discuss in the chat? If not, we're gonna keep it short. I'm not gonna You ready for Ready to Love too, girl? That's gonna be good. Ready to Love is my show. They going to DC and they said DC gonna be hot. Um, we're gonna go ahead and end this quick. I'm not gonna set it up for next Saturday because Saturdays are now my busiest days. So if it comes on Wednesday, I'm probably gonna review it again Sunday at 6 p.m. You already know Thursday is for Survivor and the challenge. Those lives will be put up on Thursdays. So we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time with this finale, and then we just gonna wait for the next show to come up. You're gonna watch this season of Ready to Love. One of the guys is my brother's old XO co-worker. Oh, so you know somebody that's gonna be on the show. So you might have some inside tea. That would be good. Right. I'm limited reality shows down to the only shows where people, right. It's something about people having to get eliminated that I just enjoy. I don't know why. Like I do love the housewives and stuff like that, but they're becoming so dry to me. And it's so hard to review because I feel like I just end up yelling at the camera for an hour because the ladies get on my nerve. And I don't like just yelling at the camera. I like discussing the strategies. And when people get voted out, it's gonna be some ups and downs to it. So I love the shows when they get eliminated too, Zuda. And so we right there again. Oh, one of her old coworkers. Okay. Yeah, Glenda, you gonna have the inside tea. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter so I could follow you back and we could get down to the inside tea on Ready to Love. Because Ready to Love is a hot mess, but it's so good. It's very entertaining and I love that people get to go home. I feel like it ain't even about finding love no more. It's just about who gonna get to the end of the show and what kind of mess they gonna stir up for me to talk about. And that's it. And that's entertaining enough. Oh, that wine is good. I do root for people to I do root for people to find love, but they usually end up not finding any love. So that's gonna be it. This I just saw you follow me, the beautiful Glenda. Okay, I'm about to follow you right back as soon as I end this live. Thank you so much, girl. We're gonna have a good time with Ready to Love this upcoming season. Okay, so I'm definitely gonna end this live right now because I feel like I'm repeating myself. I felt like I got everything I needed to get out about James in the band. And we just gonna see what happened. Now, if Kay turn around and win this, we're gonna have a whole lot to talk about come next week. Cause you're right, the numbers could end up being funny, but I just don't see it. But I'm still rooting for my girl Kay to pull it out. And that's gonna be it. So next Sunday, 6 p.m., we will be back for the finale of the circle. And then Thursday, if you into Survivor, you know Thursday Survivor and the challenge will be at 6 as well. So I will see you all later.